Everybody, Bob Ichino with your weekly update. It is January 21st. I, of course, am your co-portfolio manager for the stock think tank with Mike Arnold. Mike and I had an interesting conversation this morning, and oddly enough, it's one that you can watch because we had our first market think tank show of 2021. PureXposure Media Group, of which we are partners in, myself, Mike, and another person. And we have a show called the Market Think Tank, and we did that show live this morning. It's on the PureXposure Growth Series YouTube channel if you want to check it out. And if you're looking for that, PureXposure is spelled as one word with one E. So it's P-U-R-E-X, Posure. Pretty clever, right? Anyway, if you want to watch that conversation, the thing you want to listen for is how Mike is running our scans and finding things to just look incredibly overvalued. As a matter of fact, and I quote, he said he ran a scan and 50% of the stocks were overvalued but had a downward trajectory after he filtered out all the bad stocks in his scan. 50% of what was left was overvalued but had a downward trajectory. Now you might think that that means that they're going to collapse and we're going to buy them because they made it through our scan. And I actually asked Mike that question, and his answer is very interesting. No, they're overvalued, but they're in a downward sloping pattern. Now, we don't do shorts in the stock think tank, so you're not going to see a short signal based off of that. But as usual, I'm talking to you before the markets close on a Monday, and I'm talking to you in front of a bunch of liquor. I think maybe I'll toast the first show of the year for the Market Think Tank, but some other good guests on that as well. Jim Iorio from TJM, Amelia Bordeaux from Market Compass LLC, Jay Soloff from Investors Alley, and then Mike Shore, who works at Prosper Trading, gave some pretty interesting ideas on Apple. Jay Soloff as well. Amelia Bordeaux gave some good stuff on the Euro. And of course, Mike Arnold with what I just talked to you about. Jimmy Iorio gave you a S&P trade as well in that show. So you should check it out. It'll be a little bit of added content for you this week. But in reference to what we're doing, some of you are new members and some of you may not have been members for very long. And you might be thinking, well, where's all these alerts? Well, there is no all these alerts in this particular product. There's alerts that are appropriate to take, which is how we generated such wild outperformance in our alerts last year. So currently, we still have on AbbVie, which is about $5.70 odd cents from its target as I speak to you right now. We have Aflac, which is only $1.45 away. We have Big Buy, which is $6, Best Buy, which is $6 away, and Big Lots, which is $9 away. All four of those remaining stocks in our core portfolio are currently profitable from our entry point. It's very difficult to find responsible trades when these kinds of things are happening. Also, and I mentioned it before, when we're struggling to find good trades, good active investments after our initial scan, that oftentimes means that a sell-off is coming. This morning, the action was such that we had 3 indices down and 1 up early in the day before the cash opened. And then after the cash opened and traded a bit, we actually had all 4 of them up. This morning, the Russell was the worst performer, the small cap index. And then as the day went on, the Russell was up and it was the best performer. And then as the day went on, we had NASDAQ and S&P up, and we had the Russell and the Dow down. And it's been going back and forth like that. At times, the VIX, the volatility index, was up close to 10%. And we expect this to be the norm for a lot of 2021. You remember my last newsletter, I said, brace yourself for an ugly January. Ugly didn't necessarily mean down. It just meant a little difficult to deal with. So we're in ugly January. We've got 4 stocks on, all 4 are still profitable. And we've been exiting stocks, not because we want to lighten up, but because we have reached targets in this bull market. In a perfect world, every one of these stocks that we still have on go to target. And then we kind of can't find trades, and the market falls to a level where it gives us a little bit more value to purchase from. So that's your update for the week. Portfolio is doing really, really well. Again, we closed out some profitable trades, as I mentioned last week. Feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. I am tired. I'm still in the clothes that I wore for this morning's show. Again, if you want to check that out, it is our show. It is free, by the way. And it's an hour just filled with really good information and actual trades that you could act on if you agree with the person who put that trade out. That is sponsored by E-Trade and the CME Group, as well as Real Daily. So hopefully you guys check that out. But if not, I gave you my update for the week, and I will talk to you guys next week.